Morning, everyone. Welcome to another Cute for Teams, Champions Using Teams Effectively. If you're here live or online, once again, it's the spot where we come and geek out on all things Teams and collaboration with the M365 and come with questions or anything else. So if this is your first time, your mic is hot, or you can unmute, you can raise hand, you can use the chat for any questions you may have. While you're thinking about that, let me share my screen. And here and here. Right. Because I did have some things to talk about, share new stuff in Teams, stuff on the roadmap, all that good stuff. But as always, raise hand, use the chat. If you came here with a question, happy to help. It's been a while. I think it was last month we last met. So you've probably been storing up all of these questions for all these weeks. So I'm happy to help you get that off your chest if needed. While you're thinking about that, though, let me come in here, because I did have a few things as I was looking at Message Center updates and things. There was a few items that have been updated that caught my attention that I thought might be worth mentioning. Many of these are not necessarily new. They caught my attention in my, I guess, feed just because they got updated, most usually with a updated rollout schedule. So many of them are completing their rollout across all the different clouds this month, and that's kind of why they showed up for me. But they're not necessarily brand new. One of them is up and coming. But anyway, let me dive into that a little bit. So this first one here was updated October 11th, primarily because so the rollout for this started in June, but it's finishing, I believe, for GCC High. Yes, late October. So that's why this got an update. The rollout, just got extended a little bit. But what it is, asking to join a shared channel with a channel link. And so the reason this caught my eyes, because we don't talk much about shared channels, and even among customers, I see some use it and some not. And so just to get us on the same page, what is the shared channel concept? It's this concept where you are creating a channel to invite someone in to collaborate. And, obviously inviting someone into Teams to collaborate is not a new thing, but what this allows you to do is invite them just to that channel, and they don't have to necessarily commit to or be exposed to all the other channels in the team in which that shared channel resides, right? So you're basically sharing out and allowing them to collaborate in one channel versus the whole team. The advantage of that, as you can imagine, is many people, already have a bunch of teams that they're on, may want to collaborate with you on just a particular item, but don't want the overhead of all the chatter or noise of the other channels in that team that they are not interested in. This could be someone externally, or someone internally. In fact, that's where I've gotten my best use of shared channels, is internally, where you have different groups among your org that you collaborate with, in kind of a V team perspective. And you just want to work on a specific thing. But again, don't want to give them a whole, especially like I'm on several account teams. In that account team, I want to work on a certain aspect of it. in my case specifically, let's say with Copilot, I want to add some engineers to help with that effort. There's no need for them, engineers specific to Copilot, to see all the channels in my account team related to other aspects of the account, right? Let's just talk about the Copilot parts as an example. And that's how I've used it. The other beauty of that is the flexibility in which that other person can add that channel in a spot that works for them, right? Maybe another team they're on where they've got other shared channels, things like that. And then this particular update here is just, I like it in that it's automating the ask in terms of joining a channel or sharing a link. So it just makes the experience better. I think maybe one reason maybe why this doesn't get used as much, I don't know, this may not be the case, but for me, when Teams got updated for a quicker tenant switching experience, let me flip it. This was a huge deal for me when I could see it as an elimination of me switching to another tenant in order to collaborate with someone. The idea that collaboration area could be in my same tenant in a team I'm already in versus switching to another tenant going into that team was a big deal. These days, the tenant switching process is almost instantaneous. It's not nearly it's not nearly as laborious to make that switch. So it's not as bad. But again, certainly once you start scaling this and you got a bunch of shared channels, the value I think increases greatly. But I've always seen the shared channel as a hugely convenient and flexible way to manage collaboration internally and externally. So it's pretty cool. So that's kind of why it caught my eye. It had a little update that kind of put it in front of my, in my feed. And it just made me think about the shared channel concept in general. If you guys are out there, whether you're live right now or if you're, watching on demand, can use the comments of either YouTube or LinkedIn. If you use shared channels, would love to hear those experiences. Or if you don't, why not? For some, it's an organizational policy. The permission or that you're giving another org to collaborate with you in that way sometimes is a little greater than an org is comfortable with. So I know I've seen customers who are not using it because of that. But yeah, would love to hear that, whether you're on now or later. Yeah, are you using it? If you're not, why not? If you are, how's that been working out for you? So yep, shared channels, little update there. The next one is more up and coming. So it was updated recently. So what it is, real time. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the third one. So let's go back to this. This one actually is already rolled out and it's completing for, I think, GCC High late October. That's why it's there. But real-time calendar notifications in Teams. So we probably all have that. I suspect we do all have on this call this already. And what it is essentially in your, let me come here, in your actual activity feed. And in fact, this is an example right here, because my demo tenant, I have, shared this with my demo tenant, this Q for Teams meeting. And so you can see with the little icon there that my activity feed is showing me that this meeting's coming up. It's not a Teams meeting, it's a meeting in Outlook, but Teams has surfaced it in the activity feed. So that's really what this is about. Again, the reason why this caught my attention is because when that feature did come out, I really liked it. We live in a world of, or I should say I live in a world of Teams and Outlook as the primary things that are open that I am paying attention to. And with this feature, I just found that there were times when, for whatever reason, I would notice the calendar notification in my Teams feed before I'd actually notice it in Outlook. So I like the idea of two of my tools keeping track of letting me know when that notification was there. I have had, for whatever reason, I've had scenarios where it was because of the Teams notification that I knew I needed to, go respond to that calendar invite to say, accept or decline, things like that. So I like this feature. I could see some folks who are not fans of notifications seeing this as an additional one, or that they're not a fan of. I could see that, but it's been helpful for me. So as you can see here, it's meeting invites, meeting updates, cancellations. Again, that's another nice one when you see to be alerted about a cancellation in Teams, even though you haven't come over to Outlook yet to see it. So I liked it. So again, this is really just saying that the rollout, I think, it was previously for G4. Well, maybe it doesn't say which cloud, but previously ending late March has slipped a bit to, no, previously late September slipped to late October. So that's why it showed up. Okay. Again, if you have an opinion on these calendar notifications, you put it in the chat or whatever, or comments section. Be interested to hear what your thoughts are on it. And then related to that is one that, now this one is up and coming. You have not seen this one yet, but it is out in the roadmap. So again, we're looking at the message center. And you may not be an admin of your M365 tenant and might not have access to this, but these have been published. So somebody in your org has access to see this if you wanted these details. And so this one is about a new calendar experience coming to Teams, in which basically the calendar experience that you see today in new Outlook will be popped right into Teams. And of course, you can read this to get more details there. Especially here with the new calendar experience, you can experience advanced calendar features like you're used to in Outlook. The meeting creation will be the same as what you would experience in new Outlook. So while you can certainly create a meeting in the current Teams calendar, you'll have the higher fidelity creation experience that you come to expect in Outlook right there in Teams. Things like that. So, because they're pulling Outlook calendar into Teams, so you're getting things like weather integration, that, if you've noticed that shows up on your current Outlook calendar, a little notice about what the weather is that day. Same thing you might notice. I think we even talked about it in a previous Q for Teams. Your places or your work plan integration, as it talks about here, whether you're in the office or at home, or if you're in the office in an org that has a campus of buildings, which building are you in? Are you in there with is someone else on your team also going to be in that building? All of those kind of things that you get now in Outlook, you'll be able to see in Teams as well. Again, Place Finder, all of those things, pop out experiences as well. So that's to me a multi-bullet way to say you'll get Outlook calendar in the Outlook calendar experience in Teams. So that could be cool. The reason I brought this up and thought it was interesting is it just reminded me of this concept that we do have two tools right now. Again, if you're like me, two tools that we really spend our time in, Teams and Outlook, and for the most part, calendaring, advanced calendaring, I should say, and email are Outlook's thing, and Teams is chat and file collaboration, things like that. So here we are now pulling the calendar stuff into Teams, and so now all poor Outlook has left to to kind of own is email. And I just wonder if again, it's not being implied here, but I wonder if a day is coming when there's one tool, some full blend of all things Teams and all things Outlook into one tool. So I don't have two tools that I'm paying attention to maybe just one. That's a crazy, crazy thought. Could be I don't know. It could be a bad thought. I'm sure there's some out there that kind of realize Outlook is really good at what it does. It's been doing it for, I don't know, a couple decades. It's really good at email. It's really good at calendaring. So yeah, if you wanted to meld the two, I hope there wouldn't be a lot of compromise in terms of loss of features if that were to happen. So interesting concept there, but this is something to look forward to. I think it's what they say, starting a rollout mid-November for targeted release. So again, general availability, not till mid-January. And it's opt-in. Once it starts the targeted release or the preview and whatnot, it's opt-in, so you can try it and click it off. So I do have that option. So I'm trying it, seeing how it works out for me. So that's another one. That's one, again, you haven't seen this one coming soon. Relatively, air quotes soon. And then this other one, Microsoft Mesh app on the MetaQuest headsets now supports hand interactions. And I suspect there's somebody on the call right now or watching on demand who is tuning out on this one because you're probably thinking, we'll never use VR headset in meetings at work, and that could be true. You never know. And the reason I say you never know, if you follow the news about this whole VR, AR, augmented reality kind of thing, you'll see that. In this case, MetaQuest is what they're talking about. It's a popular headset. You've got the Apple Vision Pro out there gaining some popularity. And then in the news, you're seeing Metas and other people are doing these, more like glasses with AR. To me, it's like you never know if, this vision of our glasses or headsets as our new, platform for doing things. You never know if that'll really come to fruition. And I get it. Today we're thinking, no way this will ever be in my job. But I'm sure 5 years ago there was or 10 years ago, there was a bunch of stuff we thought would never be, in our workplace, like a video call. So you never know. Anyway, making advancements in this area. I don't think I've ever demoed the immersion experience. I mean, I can at least, I'll open up an old meeting here, because really what that is talking about, if we were to join a meeting, if you were to join the meetings that you join, I think you all have this in your capability, view and then immersive space. So if I go in here, the reason I can't demo it, but this is the mesh environment opening up. The reason I can't demo it is I don't have a working mic in this demo environment, and that's what it's going to tell me there, microphone access issue. But if I did, and this was to go into that, I'd then see a virtual room where this Teams meeting would take place. The people who weren't joining through immersive spaces would be on this virtual wall for me to see, but I would be at this virtual table sitting next to anybody else who was there in an immersive mode. The sound that I would hear, if they're on my left, I'd hear them on the left. Somebody on my right, I'd hear somebody way across the table, wouldn't sound quite as loud, so that 3D, the spatial audio, all that stuff. And I could walk around. If I wanted to walk away from the meeting, I could walk over to the side and wouldn't hear the meeting so much because I want to go make a virtual marshmallow over a virtual fire pit, all that stuff. So it's those kind of things that probably are making you think I'll never get this in my workplace. But all that being said, I just want to make sure you knew kind of where that was in the view area. A little description of what it is. Maybe at some point in the future, if this is an interesting topic for this group, I'll find a way to demo it in a different environment than this one. But again, all that being said, they're making advancements there. So hand interactions are now supported. So I thought that was interesting. And then the last one I saw is, and this is September that this was posted, but the Microsoft Graph APIs for a Teams Town Hall now generally available. APIs in general are ways for basically your developers to, make calls into the interface to do different things, probably for the purpose of integrating something like Teams Town Hall into one of your existing custom apps. I have had customers who are, building out very specialized ways of scheduling their meetings that integrate with a homegrown app they've already got, so that, yes, it's a team meeting, but it's something that the system generated, kept track of, sent a message somewhere else that the meeting occurred, all these kind of things. So in order to do that, you need APIs and access into those kind of systems. So that's what this is. This particular, and I'll put the link into the chat just in case you want to read it. But that's what this is talking about. It's an interesting read as well because it does give us some info we may already know, but things like comparing the types of meetings that Teams supports. So regular online meeting versus a webinar, both of those having 1,000-person max capabilities versus a town hall where you get 10,000 or 20,000 if you have Teams Premium. So a nice description there with some links to support. This talks about the new APIs that are being created, for those, in this case, APIs for, automatically creating or updating or canceling a town hall in this case. So again, if you've got some custom app that wants to go out and see, what town hall meetings out there and cancel it, create it, all those things. Also talks about the personas in a meeting, which is nice to have that and summarized nicely there. And it then gives you some ideas about, solutions you could build, right? So grabbing town hall data for some custom application or programmatically creating it or, sending out emails based on town hall related events and things. So certainly if you're a developer type, this could be interesting. If you're not, it could still be interesting in that it could give you ideas that you might want to convince your developer types to build for you. So that was September where this blog post got posted. So good stuff there. A few things there that I thought were worth mentioning, come around or been updated since we last talked. I don't see anything in the chat, any questions from anyone else, so that's cool. We got a few minutes left. If you can think about anything else. While you're thinking, again, I'll take the time to remind us that the aka.ms/Qt for Teams will take you to this landing page where, when I remember it properly, I update the join link on the dates that we join. We are on a monthly schedule now, but again, based on me and Stacy's schedule, sometimes that date may slip. So again, coming to this landing page will let you know when the next meeting is. After this meeting's over, I will update this with the next one, which should be about a month from now. Although, that may, in the U.S., Thanksgiving's coming around that time, so I could see us either pushing that ahead or behind to account for Thanksgiving week. And then, of course, there's a link to the full playlist of all the YouTube sessions for Qt for Teams as well. Again, if you didn't know, you are a part of episode 127 today. It's been about 4 years we've been doing this, and many of you have been along for the ride for all that time, so appreciate you. And then, of course, the new live stream series we got is specific to Copilot. We just finished the third session for that last week. Got another one coming up. So that's aka.ms/cap for Copilot. It's another one you can join as well. If you are GCC users out there, your time is coming. I know you guys have been waiting for Copilot in the government space, and so I know that's on the horizon there. So hopefully you get some value out of these as well. Good stuff. And then of course, as always, there's I try to post the things as they come as well, including articles that I'm publishing, things like that. So the one-stop shop for all things Teamwork Cowbell is teamworkcowbell.com, as you might expect. Good stuff. Well, hope you found that helpful. Give you a couple minutes back, but yeah, feel free to continue to show up, bring your questions, or just come and try to listen to the latest, greatest things happening in the world of Copilot. I'm sorry, in the world of Teams. Um, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. So thanks, everybody. Have a great day and great weekend.